Hi guys, welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about what we are doing for 4th grade this year. This will be my 6th year homeschooling, which is kind of crazy. I will have a 5th grader, a 4th grader, a 2nd grader, and a 3-year-old. So for my 4th grader, he is quite intelligent. He will be doing most of the things on the same level as his brother, who is next grade up. The maturity is not there, but the intelligence is, so it's kind of tricky with him. For Spanish, this year we are using Song School Spanish 1, and so we will do Song School Spanish 2 next year. And I'm also adding in TalkBox Mom. It's a subscription box that teaches you Spanish, and they teach you phrases instead of just words. So I think that'll be a really good combination. You know, Song School teaches you vocabulary, and then this teaches you the phrases, and I think that will help learn Spanish better. Although Song School by itself is a great program. I just want my kids to be fluent, so I'm trying to really get them there. For Latin, we're using Getting Started with Latin, and we've only been using it a few months, but I really like it. Each lesson is just a word or two, and then it does review of everything so far that you've learned. And my kids are really picking it up and understanding and memorizing it, even my 6-year-old. So we will continue with that. There's 2 books in the series, so we'll probably finish this one by mid-year next year and then go on to the second one. For music, he does violin at a homeschool strings group. He also does Hoffman piano, and we will continue with that. This year, I've really noticed a growth in his piano skills, so I'm excited to have him continue and progress with that. But the lessons themselves are free on YouTube. So if you wanted to try a piano program, I highly recommend it. And like I said, it's free on YouTube. We are also going to continue with Prodigy Bells. We usually only do it once a week, so it's been taking us a while to get through it. But my kids are really developing ear training, which is the ability to recognize which note is being played, counting with playing, counting with music, and music theory in general. So it's a really good program. For math, he just started Matthew C Delta, which is division. We are also still using Miquan. I like having Miquan and Matthew C together. Miquan is a spiral approach, but the worksheets they have make you think of math in different ways. It's a really unique program. It's not a full curriculum. It's definitely a supplement, but Matthew C is mastery with review built into it. So I just think they go well together. We also tried Beast Academy this year. We haven't been very regular with it. I'm hoping this summer to get in a habit of doing it every day, because this kid is so mathy. He was asking me how to do division, and I started explaining it halfway through, and he was like, oh yeah, I see, and just totally finished it. And I am not mathy like that, so I want him to be challenged and to grow to his full math potential. Matthew C is a wonderful program. We've gotten fantastic results with it for all my kids, but I think he also needs to go more in depth and be challenged more. So I'm hoping to get him doing 2 math programs consistently. Now for logic, we've been doing logic this whole time. We always use lots of things from the Critical Thinking Company every year. So we use balance benders, mind benders, math analogies, things like that. They have a ton of options, so we'll continue with those ones, and then I'm going to have him tag along with his older brother, and then we'll do a formal logic program as well. I haven't decided on which one I'm going to do yet. I'm going to look at the Well-Trained Mind. They have their logic programs I recommend in there, and pick one from that. For writing, we're going to continue with Essentials in Writing, and I have flipped through my channel of levels 1 through 4, but the first half is grammar. It's grammar, but it's also teaching writing at the same time, but it's mostly grammar focused. And then the second half goes more into writing that's more where the paragraphs are and the different kinds of writing types are. So the first half builds on it and uses those skills to do the writing in the second half. I really like the program. I'm also adding the Kilgallen Getting Started with Sentence Composing for Elementary School. And the reason I'm adding this is because their program has you take sentences from famous authors and do things to them, like copy them or they'll have a word missing and you have to put a word in that you think would go with the sentence. And so it just teaches them how to write like a professional writer. And I think that is a really good skill to use, and I haven't seen anything like that out there. I often combine different methodologies in my subjects with my kids to get them the best education possible. Oh, I also found this book called Story Starters, and it's pretty thick. They have these stories, and they're really exciting, interesting stories. And then right when it gets to the exciting part, the story stops, and then the student continues writing. It's not a workbook. I'm planning to start this summer with my kids, and then maybe just do on Fridays or something throughout the school year. And so we'll just read it, and then we'll have a 10-minute write, and then we'll share what we wrote. And I think that will help them get more comfortable with creative writing and more comfortable just writing for fun. We tried Grammar Galaxy this year. We really liked it. So we're going to do level 2 next year. And it's kind of a living book sort of thing, because it's this story about these kids on planet English, and things go wrong with the language, and they explain why, and they figure out what's going on, and then your mission is the workbook that you do, and it's not very long, but My kids have really enjoyed it, so we're going to continue with that. For proofreading, we're going to continue with Editor-in-Chief. Each 2-page spread has 6 paragraphs on it, and so I just have my kids do one a day. It will take them longer than a year to get through the book, but I'm fine with that because 1 paragraph a day proofreading is fine with me. I think that's plenty of proofreading practice. We're doing biology this year, and I love biology. I absolutely love it. However, it is, to me, it seems like it's the biggest science group there is, so it is hard to cover everything in biology. So I have a plan for that. It won't be everything, but it'll be a pretty good coverage this year. I'm pretty sure we're going to do sciencemom.com, and she has 2 one-semester classes for middle grades. Like I said, he is 4th grade, but he is quite intelligent, so I'm sure he'll be able to follow it just fine. And she has 1 on microbiology and 1 on genetics. And then Ellen McHenry's Basement Workshop is her website, and she has a botany in 8 lessons, which is, I think, a little less than 1 semester class. So we're going to do that. And then also mysteryscience.com. The levels it covers are from kindergarten through 5th grade. I wish it was in a classical way, so like all the biology or all the astronomy, but it's mixed sciences in each grade. So what I would do for that is I go and I get all the biology classes from all the levels, and I just write them down in my notebook and then plan them out. And if I've looked already and there are enough biology lessons in there to do 1 a week with 2 or 3 weeks extra lessons left over. And that can be a group thing we do, and I'll learn about biology that way. For PE, we were doing a Taekwondo homeschool PE class this year, but it got canceled, unfortunately. So we haven't done an official PE class since then, but they do have a trampoline they go jump on. They have trees they climb. They've got bikes they ride, pogo sticks. So they're very, very active. It's getting them to sit still is the problem. If they weren't active or if they were overweight, I would definitely be seeking out a PE class. However, that being said, I am thinking about trying the YMCA this year. I've never done it, but I saw that the YMCA in a town next to me had a homeschool schedule, and the schedule looked amazing. So I might do that if there's a day that has great classes and works with our schedule. So that's still up in the air. Let me know down below if you like the YMCA, because I've never tried it before. I'm a little nervous to try it. It is a bit pricey for a family, so yeah, let me know. I'm curious. For art, I think I'm going to skip on an art program this year. We have done art programs in the past. I understand how these programs are set up. They want the child to be well-rounded, and so they like to have lots of different mediums that they're exposed to. However, I feel like that's not really developing their artistic ability that much. So what I'm going to do is go back to Draw 3D. It's from Mark Kistler. He has lots of videos on YouTube as well. He's really fun and does these drawings that kids really like. Spaceships and monsters and things like that. But during the drawing, he teaches them how to draw, like how to make things look 3D and how to add shadow and things like that. And so it's done in a way that's very kid-friendly, very appropriate for kids, and it's just really well done. So we're going to do that again, and also add in Let's Make Art, which is a YouTube channel that has watercolors for kids and just beginners as well. And so I thought that would be good to have two. I don't know if we'll do 1 a week or both week, will just depend on our schedule, but that way they can actually get fluent in that medium, like become an accomplished drawer, an accomplished watercolorist. I'd rather they just become good at 1 or 2 or more, and then they can branch out from there as they get older. For STEM, technology, my kids go to a robotics coding class on Saturdays. It's been a wonderful opportunity, so we will do that again next year. For history, we are going to move to the Classical Academic Press. They have a 3-year program, The Curious Historian. So they have 2 years of ancients and then medieval. I am very excited about this program. It looks like it goes very in depth. The books look great. They've got maps, colored pictures of artifacts and buildings and things like that, plus workbooks. For geography, he's going to do Around the World with Picture Books Part 2. We did Part 1 last year. I'll link it above. We absolutely loved it. I have a whole review video on it, and I'm really excited to do it again next year. For spelling, we're going to continue with Evan Moore spelling. He'll be on level 4. I do have a flip through of that on my channel, so you can see what that looks like. Now for reading, this child is a very reluctant reader. He can read, he doesn't like to. He's now saying that he hates the field paper, which he might, but you can't go your whole life not touching paper. So I've offered to get him special gloves, but he doesn't want them. So right now, my goal is to make reading enjoyable, and I feel like I'm just on the cusp of him wanting to read for fun. So right now I'm having him read through the Roald Dahl books. I've done Wayside School series. So I'm trying to find really interesting books around that level of the Roald Dahl books that will entice him and keep him reading. So if you have some great reading suggestions for that age group, please let me know in the comments below, because I would really like him to become a child that loves to read. It's very important to me. All right, just like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.